Sure. So just to give an example, the truth about both, or truth or error about God, and truth and error about the human person will affect how we understand how they relate. So for example, if I have an error, a theological error about God, namely God can change, that will affect my spiritual life, because if I struggle with great sin, or if I struggle with great suffering, and I might think that my disorders have changed God's disposition to me, and I might be less inclined to go to the sacraments, to go to confession, to return to Mass attendance, because I think, oh, God can change. No doubt, I'm so wretched. Of course, God doesn't like me anymore, doesn't love me. The problem is that's wrong. God never changes. Also, God does not love us because we are good, but because He is good. And because He is always good, God always loves us. And therefore, whether I'm a saint or the worst sinner, God is not changed, but I'm the one that's changed. And if I am a great sinner, I need God all the more. So that's the first thing. If I think a truth about God will affect how I relate to Him. Truths about God save, errors about God defect away from salvation. Conversely, truths about the human person. If I think, for example, in theology, that grace can't affect human emotion. Like, human emotion is just so radically corrupted by sin, by disorder, by psychological familial problems. Grace can't trickle down into all parts of my humanity. That's wrong. That will affect how I live my life. If I find myself getting frustrated, I say, well, there's nothing I can do about this because obviously my emotions are beyond the reach of grace. Then I just have to explode or act unreasonably with my emotions. But if I understand the truth, no. Grace is meant to transform the whole of the human person. There's not a single element of our humanity that God's divine life, goodness, and transforming presence doesn't transform, including our emotions. That will affect how I regard my life and my experiences. So truth and error about God or about the human person or about what God does for the human person, all of those things, those theological things, will have profound implications in the spiritual life.